That's a little tight. So what I did, I notched out here because this is going to set, because of the size of the tool and all of that lovely stuff, that's going to set pretty much right on that. And I want room. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure that this is as square as I can get it. Square here. And here, all right. You don't need much glue. You don't want too much anyway, because I don't want to clean up a big, huge mess of squeeze out on the bottom of that. So we're going to go like that. And I'm going to, now the end grain is not really going to give you a huge amount of hold, but this is a long grain glue up along that, and we're gluing the plywood. So, and plywood takes glue really, really well most of the time. So and I'm just trying to make sure that it is as square as I can possibly get it. And that is as square as I can think of. And I'm just going to push this down. I'm not really going to clamp it. We'll talk about the reasons why I'm doing it like this in a bit. And this is what they look like when completed. I'm going to set my magnifying glasses and the hinges for this project over. But I mean, I have all of my lutherie tools. This is all set up and adjustment of instruments, things like that. I put a wooden block in here that handles my truss rod adjustments and my 6-inch rule. And just the things that I would need for general setup and adjustment of the instrument. And then I have things like a fret counter, a fret leveling file, and a block to hold the frets, individual frets, when I cut them to size to hammer them in. Fret saw, which will eventually be mounted to the top, underneath the top of this lid. Fret hammer, Grommet tool, fret tang nippers, fret end nippers, and the bottom of the box I'm just going to leave open for now, because there might be a couple of other things that are going to go in there, and so I'm not going to finalize the inside of that yet. But I just wanted to show you what you can do if, depending on what you built the box for. But you can compartmentalize it. Now what I did, if you look at this tray, what you'll see is I just butted it up. Okay, I didn't do any kind of dados. I didn't dado it in or anything like that here. The bottom of these slats or dividers is long grain, and I'm gluing long grain to long grain. The ends, they won't have very much holding power, but none of this is heavy. And I'm not going to be slamming this around. It's not a general toolbox that carries all of the different tools that I would do for woodworking. This is specific to lutherie. And so I don't believe that that will cause me any trouble. If you put heavier items that are going to move around, you might want to dado it in these into each other. But for me, I don't think that's going to make a dime's worth of difference. But you can do as much of that kind of stuff or as little of that kind of stuff if you want. As a matter of fact, you can just not even do any of that and have open trays. It's up to you. One of the things that I would mention is that when I started talking about building this box, and that you could build this box to any size that you wanted, what I was trying to impress upon you is that you could do anything with it, including, like, there's a list of tools that are needed to build this box, required tools for this course. Well, you're going to need a toolbox. If you size this box properly, you can put all your tools in it and have a tool chest. Okay? It could be anything that you wanted. So we're going to move on now with the rest of the build. I just wanted to show you this, to show you what was possible, what you could do if you had a mind to. But by no means do you have to. You can do whatever it is you want. It's your chest and your project. Bless you.